listening to the NFT Quarterback Podcast with your host, Riki Van Winkle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NFT Quarterback Podcast with your host, Riki Van Winkle. Today I'm joined by Danny Singh. Danny, how's it going today?
Going pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. You watched that Thursday night football game? You got any insights on that?
Yeah, you know what? The first half was fairly even, and the Texans came out to play. I was surprised how well they did in the first half, honestly.
Yeah, it was like 14-14 at halftime, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct. And then the second half, the Eagles just started forcing some turnovers, and they just kind of got in the driver's seat to control that game. I mean, they're a well-balanced team right now, looking like the team to beat in the NFC.
Yeah, they're looking good. I mean, as I go over these records from the other teams, the only teams that are close are kind of like the Vikings and maybe the Seahawks that can compete with them in the NFC. But the Eagles they're doing really good, man.
I believe the two other teams in the division are also doing well. Cowboys and Giants. I believe they both got two losses at the moment.
That's right. But they got byes this week, from what I can see here.
And then you know what? Looks like 6 teams have a bye. Browns, Cowboys, Broncos, Giants, Steelers, and Niners. The Broncos need a bye. I tell you what.
They need a couple bye weeks.
Then you know what? The Niners, that's going to do really good for them. Getting a bye, hopefully getting some players back on the defense, and then another week for Run RM's CMC. What do they call him? Run CMC?
Yeah.
Another week for him to learn the playbook, and maybe he'll throw 2 or 10.
They got to get Deebo Samuel back too, because he missed the last game.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I hear they're in the talks for the OBJ race.
All right, okay.
I mean, I don't know how successful they're going to be with that, but OBJ is just going to look around the league, see which team has the best opportunity to win the Super Bowl, and I think he's just going to pick it like that.
Yeah, I could see him doing that. That's pretty much all he has left. He's just going to leverage his talent for one more shot at a title.
Well, I mean, that's the way to do it, because with his injury record, his injury track, I believe the only way he's going to be able to get into the Hall of Fame is to rack up some rings, and I think at this point, that's his biggest concern.
Mm-hmm. Let's get back to the Eagles real quick. You made a point earlier about their turnover difference. What were you saying about that?
Oh, yeah. The announcers were saying that throughout the first 7 games of the season, they had plus 14 ratio. So they're winning that battle on both ends. And they're not giving up the ball, and they're forcing turnovers on the defensive end. So that's a recipe for success, as you said in the past.
Yeah, definitely. And you see that they came through 29-17. So basically 15 points in the second half against 3. And that's a really good second half, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, they had 2 picks from Davis Mills. Let me see if they forced any fumbles. They forced a fumble, but they weren't able to recover it. Let me see. I know Jalen Hurts did fumble the ball once.
Right, in the first half, I believe it was. And he lost that fumble, too.
Yeah, he lost that fumble. And then Kelsey also did fumble the ball later, but he didn't give it up. He was able to recover it. So, they're playing well. And, yeah, I think Hurts had, 243 yards of throwing, 21 for 27, 2 TDs, 23 yards of rushing. I mean, the guy's just playing like he's a MVP candidate for sure. He's playing better than I've seen him play in the NFL.
Definitely trying to get his name in there. Now, the only thing I could think of in recent history is a Kyler Murray doing something similar throughout the first 10 weeks of the season. And so when I hear Jalen Hurts, or I hear talk of Jalen Hurts in the post game, he's just kind of saying, we haven't done anything yet. And a lot of these Eagles players just like, we won another game, but they haven't accomplished anything yet. So it's a good mindset to be in, and I'm really curious to see how successful they can be this year. Not to see them go undefeated, just experience some success in the postseason. I mean,
Yeah, because they did make it to the playoffs last year as a wild card, and they lost the first game. I want to say they lost the Buccaneers. I could be wrong, but I know they lost the first game in the playoffs last year. So that was actually a good experience for them, so that they're not just going in to the playoffs this year just as an unknown. They've experienced it a little bit, got a little taste of the pie, and I think they're hungry for more at this point. They're gonna try to eat the whole thing. Tell you what.
All right, well let's let them go for that. Let's get into the first game of Week 9 on Sunday. What game you got on your schedule?
First game I got here is Chargers at the Falcons.
Okay. So Chargers need to start playing more consistently, and I believe the Falcons they took the lead in their division, so they need to win also.
Their division after last week's lucky win. The Panthers guy took his helmet off a little too soon. The Chargers had a bye last week, so they're 3-point favorites on the road. I'm going to take the Chargers in this one, man.
I can get with that. I'm not hip on the coaching style for the Chargers, and I actually think there's some terminosity. What's the word? Animosity towards the coach from the locker room and from management. So I feel like the Chargers are sputtering. Now, they could prove me wrong. I mean, that's definitely possible, but I would take the Falcons in this case just because I feel like they're the more consistent team at this point in the season.
I can see that, yeah. Falcons are playing some pretty good football. Mariota's over there just doing whatever he can to get a win. And, yeah, there's definitely the Chargers coach is definitely on the hot seat at this point because they've got such a good team, and they're 4-3, which is not bad. But it's just like there was so much hype about this team this year and their young quarterback and how he's supposed to be on the same level as Josh Allen, but Josh Allen is like 6-1, and this guy's 4-3. So yeah, definitely something's gotta give over there.
All right, so you're picking the Chargers. I'm taking the Falcons. What's the next game you got on the schedule?
Next game I've got the Dolphins at the Bears.
I think I know what you're going to pick on this one.
Yeah, this seems like a pretty easy pick here. On the road, Miami's 4.5 favorites. I'll be taking Miami. The Bears there's not a complete team yet. I know they picked up a wide receiver at the trade deadline. I just don't forget his name. But Claypool. I believe they picked up Chase Claypool from the Steelers.
Okay.
So that's a good pickup. That's a good pickup there, but with only 4 or 5 days of trying to learn the playbook, I don't think it'll be too effective this week. We're just gonna tell them, okay, just run a streak, go all the way down.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. All right, you're good to go.
Yeah, I don't know how many plays he's going to be able to learn before this weekend, so I don't know how much of a factor he'll be in this game. And then that Miami offense, man, that's something else over there with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. I think they're going to start racking up some wins now that Tua's back from concussion protocol.
Right, so some interesting stats on the Dolphins. In every game that Tua has started and finished, the Dolphins are 5-0. Also, Tyreek Hill is on pace to break Calvin Johnston's single-season receiving yards record. He's currently on pace to be the first receiver to have 2,000 yards in a season. So I'm looking for Tua to be dialing him up, and if he's covered, which is hardly the case. Then he definitely has Waddle to go to. And never forget Mostert in the backfield. That's my guy.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Through 8 games, I'm looking at it right now. He has 69 catches for 961 yards.
Holy crap. Oh,
So,
my God.
Yeah, per catch, he's averaging, I don't know, 14, 15 yards a catch right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he has 2 TDs, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, but he sets him up. He sets him up, and then I don't know what they do to get the TDs in, but they are 5-3. I mean, they're not 8-0, but
yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're right. So they're 5-3. So all 5 games, they won all 5 games that Tua started, and they lost all three of the games that he didn't start. So that's a crazy stat line if you think about it. Because they did give the Bills their only loss of the season.
Nice.
So
okay.
Yeah, man, they're definitely a contender for sure.
Right. All right. So I'm pick the Dolphins too. I don't see the Bears doing much of anything. And then is the next game on your sheet the Raiders and the Jaguars?
Let's talk about that. Raiders at the Jaguars. The Jags. 2 shit teams.
It's 2-5 against 2-6. Oh God.
And I don't know why I do it. I shouldn't be doing it. I'm keep going with my heart because my family are a bunch of Raider fans. I keep you know what? I think I get this way. I don't know why. But 2-point favorites on the road. All right, come on, Raiders. Let's do something. Fuck, I'm taking the Raiders, man.
Yeah, I heard a lot of talk on the radio this week about this possibly being Carr's last year, or it's going to be a lot of consideration for him going into next season. And I watched the Jaguars play. I think it was last week. I don't know who they played, but they played the Broncos. I think it was, and they didn't look that good. They just, I mean, if you're making the Broncos look good, you ain't that good.
I mean, they just gave Carr an extension, man. So.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad.
I don't know if they're gonna unload him. What do they expect to get in return? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough situation to be in.
They want to get some draft picks. I mean there are a bunch of there that quarterback. I know that, but I don't think Carr's the problem. I think the problem is the O-line for sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, they've been close in every game, but close don't count, you know.
Yeah, don't cut it. I'll tell you what. Kind of like a math problem. Like, I was only one number off.
And then the building crashes to the floor.
Well, the answer is 4, and you gave 3, so you're wrong. It doesn't really work.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I got the Panthers at the Bengals next.
Okay. 2-6 Panthers against the 4-4 Bengals.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Panthers, I believe, are starting P.J. Walker.
Yup.
Put Baker to the bench. They're like, that was a waste. Thanks for wasting.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield's career is, for all intents and purposes, over.
No, I'm sure he's still got that Colt McCoy training going on.
Oh, he'll be riding the bench for a long time.
Yeah, well, he's like, hey, I was a Heisman winner. You don't remember? Be like, that was a long time ago, buddy.
Yeah, that shit don't count in the NFL. What you done in the NFL? Nothing. Well, he did win a playoff game with the Browns, and that's will be his crowning achievement in life.
Yeah, you know what? That was a hell of a play. They smacked the shit out of him. Yeah, dude.
Then they played the Steelers, right?
Against the Steelers, yeah. That had a lot to do with their defense. They picked off Roethlisberger a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And They almost came back in that game. But back to PJ Walker now. Let's see. Cincinnati's at home, 7-point favorites. I'll be taking the Bengals in this one.
I can see that. I like PJ Walker. I don't like the line from the Bengals. I don't care if the Panthers are 2-6. I would take them over the Bengals.
Okay, you gonna take the Panthers?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Panthers.
All right, that's a bold pick, but okay.
Did you see PJ Walker play Tom Brady? You would think it was the other way around. You would think PJ Walker was Tom Brady.
They smacked them. It was like 21-3, I think.
Oh, that game, man. I was like really impressed. I thought, man, they actually have a good quarterback.
Man, he beat Tom Brady's ass so bad, he had to go get a divorce.
His wife divorced him after that. She's like, you can't be losing to PJ Walker.
Who's this guy you're losing to? You losing to the Panthers? You're done.
I used to respect you.
You are done, old man.
Oh, man.
You're just over there playing with these little boys.
Oh, man. He done for sure. Who's up next on your schedule?
Okay, so we went Chargers, Dolphins, Bengals. I got the Packers at the Lions.
It could be the week that Aaron Rodgers finally wins a game again.
Well, what are they on, like a 2 or 3 game losing streak?
Yeah, I think they're on a 3-game losing streak.
Whoa, they're on a 4-game losing streak, bro.
Oh, God.
What the fuck? I did not realize that. And Detroit's not much better. They're on a 5-game losing streak.
This is almost like the Raiders-Jaguars game, except you'd expect so much more from the Packers.
I know. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I cannot. They lost to Buffalo as expected. They lost to Washington. They should have won that game. They lost to the Jets. That's a pretty close game, but that's a pretty even game. They lost to the Giants, but they beat the Patriots in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I have the fucking Packers, I'm gonna take them on the road against the Lions. The Lions just traded their tight end to the Vikings, so I think they're wrapping it up this season. They're calling it quits and looking towards the draft.
Yeesh. That seems to always be the story with the Lions.
Yeah. I mean, they're not very good at drafting.
They're not very good at drafting. They're not very good at winning. It's just a vicious cycle.
I'll tell you one thing they're good at. That's losing.
If only you got a trophy for that.
I think they do.
the number one pick?
Only in Detroit.
They keep the Heisman trophies of all the picks they get. They always pick the Heisman Trophy winner and keep his trophy.
Yeah.
No, but I'm going to take the Packers in this one, for sure. I have no faith in Lions anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't either. Okay, next up, I got the Colts at the Patriots. I think this game would be fairly close. Damn, New England's favored by 6 points. I'll be taking New England in this game. I think they put Matty Ice to the bench and told him, you're done.
Yeah, he's on ice.
Yeah, they put it out. He has 9 TDs and 9 picks.
At least he's balanced.
No, just fucking 3 TDs and 7 picks. Trash.
They're killing me with Mac Jones.
I don't know why. I mean, I think we spoke about it last week, right? Like, Bell, a much smarter football mind than either one of us. So, if he thinks Mac is the way to go, then all right.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Patriots win this game. I feel like the Patriots can scheme really well, like, you know, how we were talking about Bill Belichick. And the Colts seem to be snowballing downhill at the moment. So I'm going to take the Patriots. And the Patriots have to win because their whole division is stacked.
Yeah, their division is stacked right now, and Miami's just getting the ball rolling. Yeah, they've got to start racking up some wins there.
Do you have what's that?
Yeah, I'll be taking the Patriots in this one for sure.
Definitely. Then we got the next game. I hope this is on your list right here. The 6-1 Minnesota Vikings at the Washington Commanders.
You know, I heard some talk about Washington and Heineke and how he's rejuvenating their team, whatnot, or whatever. But, I mean, if the Vikings want to stay in the hunt want to be, like, seriously considered as Super Bowl contenders, this is a game they've got to win. I mean, it's going to be on the road, so that's going to be a bit difficult. But, let's see, Vikings 3-point favorites. I'll be taking the Vikings for sure, man, with their new tight end.
They got a new tight end this week from the trade deadline?
Yeah. TJ Hawkinson. They picked the Lions. So, a top tight end right there. He's going to really reach his potential in Minnesota, I believe.
Yeah, when Cousins keeps playing how he's been playing. Is Jefferson, he's not hurt, is he? He's playing this week, ain't he?
Yeah, Jefferson's playing for sure.
And who's their running back over there in Minnesota?
Dalvin Cook.
There we go. It seems like a big team right here at the Vikings. I don't give the Commanders much of a chance. I'm going to take the Vikings too.
Yeah, I believe the game will be a bit closer than people anticipate, but I think the Vikings will pull this one.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Let's see. Here's a good game right here. Next up, I got the Bills and the Jets. Jets. Jets.
Let's do it, Solid. Let's get them.
Yeah, after a bit of a disappointing loss last week to the Patriots, the Jets have played better than I anticipated. 5-3. They're going to be at home this week. Damn, they are big underdogs. They are 11.5-point underdogs. I tell you what, if there was spread to take, I would take this spread right here. 11.5 points. I don't see them getting blown out by that much. It's division rival, so they're definitely gonna give them a tough battle. All that being said, I still believe Buffalo's the best team in football. Just a little bit above the Eagles at the moment, and then the Chiefs kind of coming in there third. So I'm going to be taking the Bills in this one on the road.
All right. I'm going to take the Jets.
Oh, a bold pick there.
Yeah, man. I ain't putting money on it, but I would take the Jets to win this game. I feel like they had a disappointing week last week. They want to get out there and prove themselves. Against the Bills is a great opportunity for them to do that. So I want to see them get in there, get physical. The only problem is their quarterback. So if you're doing like a quarterback matchup with Allen against Wilson, if the game comes down to Wilson having to win it against that Bills secondary, then Jets don't have a chance. So the Jets need to jump out early and often and get a lead and then try to protect it in the fourth with solid defense.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, the Bills' defense they're the real deal.
True.
That's what it is.
True.
Oh, it's going to be difficult for the Jets to get anything going offensively. And Zach Wilson, a real tough time last week against the Patriots. So hopefully he bounces back and has a bit better of an outing this week.
Yeah, you can hope. I don't know.
You can hope.
He's no Danny Dimes. He's Zach Wilson.
All right. I think Danny Down's got he got a bye this week.
Yeah.
Let's see who we got. We went over Washington, went over Jacksonville. Next up, I got the Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay. Arizona's favored to win. Is that what you got?
I think when I looked at it originally, they were favorites. Yeah, by 2 points at home. And this is a game that's gonna affect a couple of different teams. I know the Niners gonna be looking at this. The Rams will be looking at this game. This is gonna affect their division. At home, I'll be taking the Cardinals, man. I think they're a rejuvenated team with DeAndre Hopkins back on their squad. And I think this is going to be a tough battle, but I think that the Cardinals will pull this one out.
I didn't see that coming. I don't know. I like Geno Smith too much. I'm riding the Seahawks until they prove me wrong this year. It's just growing up, watching the NFC West, I just know once the Seahawks get rolling, and I said it before, once they get rolling, they're hard to stop. Especially, I think that's the Pete Carroll effect or Pete Carroll syndrome. Like, they get some momentum and they don't let up.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, he's a hell of a coach. He's always going to get them ready week to week. Yeah, I mean, Geno is killing it. He's got 13 TDs, 3 picks. Kyler's got 10 TDs, 6 picks, 1,924 yards. I mean, yeah, man, he's playing lights out right now.
Who has 1,924 yards? Is that Geno Smith?
Yeah, 1924, Geno Smith.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks.
Kyler has 1993.
Yeah, but he just seems so, sporadic. Like, he can't... I mean, he does have Hopkins back, and Hopkins looked really good, don't get me wrong, but I don't trust Murray enough, and I don't trust his communication with his coaching staff enough for them to be consistent throughout an entire game.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. I just think that with Hopkins back, they're going to do some damage, so...
Okay. All right, good pick, man. Next game, the Rams at the Buccaneers, a rematch of last year's divisional matchup. However, both teams are sitting under 500 at the moment. So you got the 3-4 Rams and the 3-5 Buccaneers. What's your take on that game?
Yeah, they're both struggling right now, and it's crazy to think that at the beginning of the season, these are considered two Super Bowl contenders. I mean, Stafford is just, I don't know. Last week they played the Niners, and they always look really bad against the Niners, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Bucks are 3-point favorites at home. This one I'll be taking the Rams, man. I don't know. The Bucks just haven't been good for me, and their O-line is just non-existent at times. So I think Donald will have a big game this week.
True. I didn't think of that. I was thinking of Cooper Kupp. I think the Rams will win this one also. The Buccaneers just they are not that good this year. It does not look good out there.
Unfortunately, it's tough to watch at times, but yeah, man, they are just not the same team this year at all.
For sure not. Yeah, so I'll take the Rams on this one. I'm not saying that Stafford's going to be playing much better than he has been, but if you got Cooper Kupp over there doing what he does, you got Aaron Donald on the other side against that weak offensive line, like you said, then the Rams should be able to pull this one through, even though Tampa Bay is favored at home. That's what I got over here.
Yeah, man. Tampa Bay 3 points favored, but yeah, I don't think that'll matter much. The Sunday night game, I think this will be a good game. The Tennessee Titans visit the Kansas City Chiefs. Both teams will be 5-2. What do you think about this game?
Ooh, I think the Chiefs are gonna maybe not whoop them up, but they're gonna show them who the Big Daddy is. I don't.
You know what's crazy at it now? The Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites. I think that's gotta be the
Holy
biggest.
crap!
Jeez, they are big time favorites. And you know what? Remember we spoke about this in the past. The Chiefs have got a really good rush defense.
Yeah.
You know, if they're able to contain Henry early, this game is going to be done early. Early. You know, if they get up 14, 17 points in the first half, it'll force Tennessee to start throwing the ball. This game is going to be over quick.
I can see that. I think I've seen the Chiefs and Titans play in the playoffs before too, and those weren't much of a game. Like, the Titans are not built to beat the Chiefs, and the Chiefs always look good.
Yeah, I believe they've had their number in the past, and it's just tough to beat the Chiefs, man. Especially when you got like Mahomes that can score within like 10 seconds. You know, it's crazy.
It's not even fair. Like, a lot of these games where the Chiefs play, like, I remember they played the Niners a couple weeks back. You know, they just whoop them up, and it's not close, and it's not even barely a game. And I don't see the Titans. It would be a miracle, I think, if the Titans come through. I mean, I know they have a good record, but they are playing in that AFC South, I want to say, with the Panthers and the Jaguars and who else?
They're playing. No, it's with the Jaguars,
The Colts and the Texans.
Yeah, so they are in a pretty weak division, and the Chiefs just seem to handle business wherever they go. I mean, I know they have 2 losses, but they lost. Oh, you know what? They actually lost to the Colts.
That was a fluke. I don't know what the hell happened in that game. Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, I guess anything can happen in the NFL, but not this week. This week,
I'm guessing the Chiefs went out and started partying a day early that game. They showed up hungover, and they got the other loss against the Bills, which is just a hell of a team.
Yeah, true. And they had a chance there at the end. So, yeah, Chiefs definitely in this one. And then we got the Monday night game, the Ravens at the Saints. The Ravens are 5-3. Lamar's been playing big. Saints have been a disappointment.
Well, you know what? They did just come off a really good victory from last week. I mean, it was against the Raiders, but still a good win.
Was that 24-0 game?
Yeah.
What was that score?
Yeah, it was 24-0 last week. And they're 3-5. Baltimore is 5-3. Baltimore's on the road, 2.5-point favorites. I believe this game will be close. I'm not sure if Winston's coming back for this game, so that'll be something to look at, you know, because the Ravens' defense is not as good as it usually is in years past. So this is you know what? Monday night, bro, I'll take the Saints. Fuck it. At home, I'll take the Saints.
All right. I can get with it. I think the Ravens will win this game. I think the Ravens are trying to just put a stranglehold on that division, especially if my pick where the Bengals lose is correct, then they really want to win this game. For sure.
Bengals. Oh, they both play a team from each other's division. Bengals play the Panthers and the Ravens play the Saints. So.
All right. Yep, I'm gonna take the Ravens in this one. Call it good.
All right. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's what I think as well. But whatever. I like a little upset, spice things up, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes they work. Sometimes you pick them and it works.
Yeah, and then who knows if Winston comes back, man? That'll be good to see.
Yeah, Hopefully he can do some big things. It sucks that he's been injured.
Yeah.
They got that guy. Who's that guy? Hill, number 7. He's some kind of like super hybrid player.
Yeah, Taysom Hill. He comes in this kind of specialty plays, some run plays, some goal line plays. You know, he kind of brings something different.
Yeah. So it's interesting to watch him play, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. They need a quarterback who can sling it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we caught all the games in there, and you got your picks in. Do you have? Let me get a lock of the week before we head out. What's your one lock of the week?
Lock of the week. Let's see here. I'll take. Yeah, there's none of these that I'm really all that sure. But you know what? If we're gonna have to call one, I'm gonna call the Bills over the Jets. Lock of the week.
Nice. Lock it in. All right, Danny. Thanks for joining the podcast today. Hope you have a good one, man.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the NFT Quarterback Podcast. A special thanks to our guest, Danny Singh, for coming on the program, always being ready with his football knowledge. The production of this episode was sponsored by RMT Books.